Fight night is one thing. Can you go through a full camp of killers just like you that are having their fights, that need to win their rounds?
Some fighters, I think they have like a little chip on their shoulder to prove something. I feel like you still have that.
The chip on your shoulder better be for the reasons that you feel that are validating only through you, because the rest of it's not really validating.
You had your first loss to Petr Yan.
That's a crazy thing, right? Isn't that kind of crazy? Like for my first loss in the UFC.
He was starting to kind of, I don't know, it was like knees and turns. And
Reclash, and then right off the clash, he hits me with the right hand, then my eyes cut. You know, this fight game's crazy, man, so you just better be ready to go against anybody.
The closest I've ever seen anybody have to the most perfect form was Mighty Mouse.
100%. You don't want to get put in bad positions. You don't want to have to fight out of this. You don't want to have to fight out of that. Man, we train to be put in bad positions. Like, there's things that we're going to have to work on Monday anyways.
Kickin' Ass, Taking Names podcast MMA show. So guys, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to focus a little bit more on MMA, UFC fighters. As you guys know, we've interviewed Eric Anders, we've interviewed Jake Shields, and today we are here with UFC fighter who just fought Petr Yan, Marcus McGhee. And Marcus, thank you for being here, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I know we've been working on this, so I'm excited to be here, man. Dope studio, so it's super sick to come check it out.
Yeah, appreciate it, dude. And you've had quite a quick rise, dude. I think you didn't start fighting until you were like 30, or?
So it's not that I didn't start fighting until I was 30. I didn't go pro until I was 29.
Okay.
So that's when I actually went pro, and that was 2019. Come 2020, COVID happened, so I basically got shelved for like another 20 months. But yeah, that's basically how it all went down. I didn't go pro until I was 29, but I started training when I was 22, 21 years old. I started training in 2012 is when I started training.
Okay. And like, I guess let's start at the beginning. I guess everybody has like a story of why they started martial arts. Everybody says like you have to be kind of crazy a little bit to want to fight for a living. What makes you so excited, and what made you realize like this is what you wanted to do?
Yeah, the whole crazy thing, maybe, right? You know, I think there's definitely maybe edges of that. But the opposite side of that is, for me in particular, I've always loved martial arts. I always loved the discipline. I always loved so many different things that went behind martial arts, the training behind it, all those different things. And we didn't really have a whole lot of money to actually pursue those when we were growing up. But I always trained. I was showing some guys the other day, like Tiger and Crane, and just watching like, you know, Kung Fu movies and getting like an edge for that. So I always loved martial arts. I always had a deep appreciation for martial arts. And I did get into quite a lot of skirmishes, you know what I'm saying? So I was scrapping quite regularly. So that was just kind of one of those things. So fast forward, I'm trying to get in the military. I already have 2 kids. Life's kind of crazy. I'm working at this job. I'm going to school. I'm trying to juggle all these different things. And a gym opened up across the street. I was like, man, I've been in so many fights. I'm 21, 22 years old. I've been in so many street fights. I know how dangerous this is. I've never even went into like a gym, you know? Yeah. So I started training over there, took a couple fights, started to find passion in it, started to meet different people, and kind of just from there took off.
So how did you discover that this was like something you were good at? Or was it just more of like, you don't know if you're good at it, you just were passionate about it?
Yeah, and that's what it was. I don't know if I'm good at it, you know. I didn't know if I was good at it, or I was passionate about it. And obviously, the only idea that I had that was good at it is because I was pretty good at fighting. Yeah. You know, I've always been pretty good at fighting. I've always been pretty good in those moments, you know. Obviously, not everybody's really willing to fight. You know, I think that's a big thing. Yeah. Like, I don't think a lot of people are willing to fight. It's a difference, like the willingness to fight people. Yeah. And then kind of like, not necessarily enjoy it, but enjoy it in the midst of it, you know? So I always appreciated that side of it as well.
Yeah. You're currently, I think you're like in the top 15 right now for UFC.
Yeah.
You've been fighting since what, 2023?
So I've been fighting in the UFC since 2023.
23,
yeah. Yep, I got it.
So for UFC since 2023, I mean, yeah. And then your debut fight, you took on like a 3-day notice.
Yep. So I took it on 3-day notice, made weight on 2 days notice, and then fought on the 3rd day.
So you fight at 135, right?
135 pounds.
So what's the weight class that you walk around at? What's your walk around weight?
Probably like welterweight.
Really?
Yeah.
Like 170?
Yeah,
or
100%. So yeah, like that's not my walk around weight.
Yeah.
That's just the weight that I could walk around at 170 pounds.
You usually stay a little less though.
But 160 pounds is where I stay at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
pretty,
crazy, dude. So how tall are you again?
5'7".
Yeah.
Every now it's 5'8", but I'm 5'7".
We're the same height.
Mhm.
I'm technically between 165, 170, but I can't imagine dropping to 135, dude.
I'm telling you.
How, but I mean, you still dropped to 135. Is it just like the last 10 pounds that gets you? Like everything else is probably.
So nothing like gets me. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I have great weight cuts.
Really?
I've never had an issue.
I don't know how I would do it. Like, you think I'd be probably be able to do it pretty easily?
Yeah. I think it's like there's a lot that has to do with like mental, you know, like your body can do a lot of things, especially depending on where it's at, you know, what's your fat content at, what's your muscle density at, like what are all these figures, you know, and what do you have to do to get down to where you need to be? So can you train at this high of a level and deplete yourself at the same time
And still perform on the night of fight night?
still perform?
Do you
Not even
feel-
just fight night, perform the camp. The
Yeah.
fight night is one thing, you know. Can you go through a full camp of killers just like you that are having their fights, that need to win their rounds, be shark tanking you
Yeah.
while you deplete your body of nutrients daily and
Yeah.
train extra hard just so you can get the weight
So
off.
like the fight camp is sometimes harder than the fight night.
Now, the fight camps, I think most fighters would agree. Fight camps are almost always harder than fights,
Jeez,
no
yeah.
matter what. You know, the fight is the fight's great because that gives us a chance to go out there and to, Izzy always says, manifest art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All this artwork that we've been working on, all this canvas that we've been working on in
Yeah.
the back. This is our time to express that art, you know? So the fight's great, but the camp is where all that. Can you do that? Can you train hard
Yeah.
while dieting?
Jeez, dude, I don't even know, man. I think that's interesting. I want to go to do some Muay Thai in Thailand. That's like my dream, is train casually, but training like professionally at that level. You were previously undefeated in the UFC. You had your first loss to Petr Yan.
That's a crazy thing, right? Isn't that kind of crazy? Like for my first loss in the UFC
To be against
Petr Yan.
literally
Yeah.
former champion,
Yeah,
one of the best, I mean, bantamweights like of all time, probably.
100%.
Peter's got to be like top up there.
Yeah, he's up there. I mean, obviously Merab is it right now because he's definitely consecutively held the belt. You know,
Dude, Merab's got, dude,
he's up there. You know, and then you know TJ Dillashaw, you can't take anything away from him. He's one of my favorites. You know, TJ Dillashaw was one of the best bantamweight champions. You know,
Yeah.
what Hennon Brow too? Like, dude, it's like
I mean, was Mighty Mouse at 25 or 35?
25.
25, yeah.
Yeah, and I love Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse though too. I mean, I think everybody gives him like credit to me, Mighty Mouse has the best form.
He's the GOAT.
He's
Mighty
the
Mouse is
greatest
GOAT.
martial artist. Like, those books that you picked up when you were growing up of like the ultimate, like the form of martial arts.
Yeah.
The closest I've ever seen anybody have to the most perfect form ever was Mighty Mouse.
100%. And honestly, John Jones is right there, you know. But if we're looking at it, like that's why they say
Pound for pound,
That's why
though,
they
dude.
say they learn small man jiu-jitsu. You know, it's different when you're that small. You have to get so elaborate with everything that you do, man. So yeah, 100%. You know, I definitely I love John Jones. I think John Jones is definitely the GOAT too. But man, Demetrius Johnson did it on a whole
he's
nother
so
level, bro.
incredible, dude. I hope I can interview him, man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions for that guy.
Yeah,
That guy's got more highlights than people have like fights, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, just crazy how fast paced it is. And how you have to react so quickly and do so many different things. And bro, the highlight that he had in one championship when he slipped, hit the two, walks him down perfectly at the right time, hits him with the knee, and then just
that was
runs
his payback for getting kneed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, against Morales, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that was crazy. Like I watched that. But I mean, so talking about fights, dude, I mean, Petr Yan, this is the main question people are curious about is like, how do you feel about the fight? How was it in there with him?
Yeah, you know, the whole fight week, everything about the fight was great. You know, obviously I didn't get the win, you know, but and that's the only down part of it. But the whole fight week, I mean, Abu Dhabi was great. Flying in Dubai was great. We had a great weight cut, you know. Everything was great, you know. So I really liked the experience, and obviously we wanted to go out there and not only win, but, you know, get a finish over a guy who's a former champion, and he's just as tough as everybody says he is. And I already knew that going in there.
Yeah.
And I feel like we did a lot of good work. And there's things that no matter what I always say, there's things that we're gonna have to work on Monday anyways. Right?
Yeah.
So there's things that I was gonna have to work on anyways after that. A couple of decisions that I didn't necessarily like on my part, like accepting being held against the cage instead of utilizing energy and all these different things. But again, it was a good experience,
So when you went against him, did you feel any differently about him than your other fights? Like, did you notice anything different? Or
no, honestly, I felt good. I didn't see him all fight week. So that was the only thing. I didn't really see him all fight week. I didn't see him until we actually faced off, or until we had weigh-ins. Usually I'll run into guys. Like I'll just run into guys, whether we have a course or not. I'll run into guys, but I didn't see him. But other than that, man, no, I didn't feel any different. You know what I'm saying? He's a human being. I'm a human being. I train hard. I trust my team. I trust myself. And this fight game's crazy, man. So you just better be ready to go against anybody, and even against guys like Petr Yan, because. I think that's the level. The level is growing so much in this sport, and there's so many guys. Every fight is a hard fight. Every guy is a tough guy. Every guy has power. It's
changed. It used to be a couple of superstars. Everybody was trying to kind of chase their way up to get to their level. But now you've got like guys that nobody knows, and in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, they're just like incredible. And dudes like Shavkat. And just like, obviously right now we've got Hamzat as the champ of that division, 185. It's just crazy. Like everybody's
good. Everybody's good.
Right now though, I have a little bit of a point of contention with Dana. Is I don't know what's going on with, obviously the Islam and Sarukian fight was supposed to happen, but then obviously, somebody. I think it was Sarukian got injured or something like that right before the fight.
Yeah.
And this is, I think this is like 55. So this is like, obviously the lightweights. But then what ended up happening was Ilia's fighting, gets in at 45, right? So he's one above you. Mm-hmm. And then there's Islam, and they're not putting together Islam and Ilia, but they're both trying to be kind of like the top guy.
Pound
for pound.
But that's all right, because so they just took different paths. Ilia did his part right now, which is coming up to 155 pounds, and Makhachev could have decided to stay at 155 pounds and take on Ilia as the next challenger, and that could have been the thing. But Makhachev is in a position where he wants to take on the 170-pound champion. But so that fight's gonna go on. So he has to go out and do his thing now. And then that creates super fights.
Do you think that that's kind of like? Shouldn't he kind of like prove himself over Ilia? Because like Ilia's such a high level though.
Why? I don't feel like he has to prove himself over Ilia first. Like Jack Della Mena is going to be a hard enough task as it is.
Yeah,
right?
Going up in weight.
So he's going up in weight. He's doing something great too. Like Ilia just did something great, which was go up to 155 pounds. But who did Ilia have to fight at 155 to prove himself to fight?
Oh yeah, some good guys.
Makhachev. Nobody at 55 though. Who had 55? Nobody. 55, he just jumps everybody because he's a 45-pound champ. It's like I don't think that necessarily plays the part too. I think that they're both how good they are and the star power that they bring as far as Ilia and Islam. I think that it's like playing out exactly how it should play.
Yeah.
It gives them different streamlines.
I guess the fans, we always want to see like the most like bloody whatever.
Yeah,
crazy
but what do you
fights.
mean, dude? Jack Della Mena, are you not?
Oh no, that's exciting too.
Him and Islam is going to be a banger, bro. I don't think people realize.
Maybe people are underrating how
Jack just did, Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah.
I think people are overlooking that guy, and I think it's going to be bloody. And I think Islam's tough enough to be there. So I think that Jack is going to put a lot of work in, because I think Islam's tough enough to be there. So when you get fights like that where guys are good enough to dish it, and then guys are good enough to take it, those are exciting fights, and that one's got to happen before Ilia and Islam.
And then you've got it's probably super early, right? You don't know who you'll be facing next. Who would you like to be facing?
I'm really anybody above me. Honestly, I wanted to get that Rob Font fight, but he got scheduled for the Noche, and there was no way I was going to be ready for September. I had the cut. I already had Had to be out 4 to 6 weeks for that, just for the cut. They put me on the suspension for that. I probably could have fought it and tried to, but there's like, nah, that wasn't going to happen. So, Vinicius Oliveira, he's right there as well. I might have said that right. I wanted the Ayman Zahabi fight back, but he's fighting Cheeto.
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting. So everybody above me is fighting. So we'll see who happens or what happens and who they want me to fight. But I'm pretty down for it. I just know I want to fight on that December 7th card.
Yeah. Who's on that one right now?
I don't even know. I just know I want to put it out yet. Yeah. It's in Vegas. It's up the block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's at T-Mobile, so it's still at Arena. I've always wanted to fight at T-Mobile. At all the times I've been out there.
So actually, I think 3 out of your last 5 fights have been on UFC fight nights.
Apex.
Apex. And then only 2 were actually...
This one was a fight night too, but it was just a co-main event of it.
Oh, got it. No. So you only had 1 in front. So you kind of...
Pay-per-view.
How do you feel about that fight in front of the big crowd versus in front of like the more personal crowd?
It's never been an issue for me. Like, obviously, like, I think that goes back to, like, are you a weirdo or not? Like, I was always kind of the guy, like, hey, you have to have the type of mentality where, like, if me and this guy are going to go down this alley and with nobody around, do you still want to fight? A lot of people are going to go down that alley.
Yeah.
And they're going to come back without fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
you think like, cause also fighters, like it's a big ego thing. So it's like, if there's a huge crowd, they're going to be like, yeah, let's go. And
maybe some.
Yeah.
And I can see that, I don't think I'm an average guy like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I let those type of moments.
Yeah. You
really
seem more
dictate
just kind of like dialed in on just like getting the job done and doing.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say necessarily getting the job done, like being there. Like I'm not really here for the crowd. Am I here for the crowd? Did I do all this work for the crowd and for the moment? And I did the moment maybe, the moment of going out there and expressing the artwork that I have just built over time, at the purest form. Like I get excited for that,
Yeah.
And the other parts are all byproducts. Oh, wow, that's kind of cool. I'm up on the screen over there. Oh, that's kind of cool. Like those things are kind of cool, but like at the end of the day, it's like it's more the enjoyment of the art of it, So inside of the arena or at the Apex, I'm going to be amped and ready to be there, probably with the same energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing the energy, right? We're supposed to bring the energy, so whether they have the crowd energy or I have the energy, I'm down for both.
Hey, Kickin' Ass, Stickin' Names listeners, this episode is sponsored by Oil Dash. I would like to give a quick thanks to Oil Dash. What makes Oil Dash really special is that it's a dual-sided super app. Most apps today focus only on the consumer or only on businesses. Oil Dash is building something that serves both sides at the same time. On the consumer side, Oil Dash makes life easier. If you need heating oil, HVAC repair, roadside help like towing, a rental car, or even local services, you could book it in seconds, the same way you'd order food on DoorDash. It's all about convenience, speed, and having everything in one place. On the business side, Oil Dash is a game changer. Local oil companies and HVAC contractors, towing services, auto repair shops, and even insurance agencies can join the platform, reach new customers, and even manage bookings, and grow their revenue without spending thousands on marketing and tech. They're even adding business financing and insurance claim processing, so businesses can access capital and expand faster. That's why it's called dual-sided. Consumers save time and money, businesses make money and grow. Both sides benefit and both sides need each other. Oil Dash is the bridge that connects them. Long-term, this isn't about services. Oil Dash is designed to become a social platform for real-world needs, where people can discover businesses, events, and even live streams from churches or even local groups, all inside one app. We're building the next generation of how people and businesses connect, and that's why Oil Dash is going to be huge. I just watched the Hamzat 2, and that domination was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Did you expect that?
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not that I didn't expect it. It's just that there were certain tales during the week, like when, Hamzat would like either push or get close and they would like get physical. And it just seemed like Plessis was a different type of physical specimen. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone always says, oh, this guy's extra strong. And I feel like we're all humans. Like we're all strong. Like sometimes we put too much emphasis on things. Like, we're all strong. We're all at the highest level. So like, but looking at, him and some of the things like, oh bro, he's like a little, but then again, once Hamzat started, it's one thing to be like big, bulky. Hamzat does a good job of body locks and locking that like that.
Yeah.
That's just a different type of thing when you get there. it's a different fight. You know?
Who are you like the biggest fan of right now? If I don't want to say the word fan, but you know what I mean. Like, who do you really like in the UFC? Just
man, I like so many guys. There's so many good guys, and that's just crazy. That's why I feel like the UFC like has so many stars. You know what I'm saying? But the dudes, a lot of the dudes from the Fighting Nerds are sick. You know, like I like Rufy. I like Rufy a lot, and he's about to fight this weekend. He's fighting. Who's he fighting this weekend?
So you're talking about the what's his name? Brazilian?
Yeah, Fighting Nerd.
Yeah.
I can't think of his last name right now, but they call him Rufy. Rufy is his name. He's sick. And then
dude, there's so many names now. It's crazy.
I can't think about any of their names. Yeah. But those guys are there's 4 of them that are on that team. Like they're all sick. Kyle Bahile is one of them. He's the 85er and he's good too. But the other guys are like, oh man, he smokes cigarettes, bro. I can't think of his name, bro. He just fought and he just beat Jeff Neal.
That was on the last card?
Yeah. Maybe not. I don't think it might have been 2 cards ago.
Yeah.
But he just fought Jeff Neal and he had finished him with a knee or with an elbow.
Yeah.
And it was just after.
Oh, I remember that. He did the spinning back, right?
Yeah. He's good too. Ilia, obviously, you gotta be appreciative of Ilia.
Best boxing dude I think I've ever seen in the UFC.
And his boxing is just different. It's like MMA boxing, I should say, right? Like MMA boxing is different than regular boxing. So some boxers won't appreciate Ilia's type of boxing, but for MMA, man, he's got some of the crispest boxing. You know,
I think it's like the best I've ever seen. Almost. I mean, it's got to be.
Well, they're just different because you got like Conor had really great boxing, but Conor doesn't box like Ilia.
Well, Ilia's like he likes to do that little like angle slightly, right? Like he just kind of slightly angles just enough where it's just like your hands here and his hands touching you. Like I just noticed that he does that left right kind of the V-sh, you know?
Yeah, I love that too. I think it's dangerous, but it's safe, you know?
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's just super. I think some people have like incredible ability to like just close the distance and keep. It's just like a reflex thing, like just quick reflexes, right?
And it comes over time too. But I think some guys do for sure have more and have good eyes.
Eyes, yeah.
Have good eyes, you know, or do you have good movement, or do you have both, or do you have good hand-eye coordination?
Yeah,
like those things definitely play part in the fight and how it plays out for sure.
How does it feel training at the lab with the guys, man? Shout out to Kai. He's my homie also. Yeah. And I think he got us connected as well when I think I lost touch. I think I had your number. I don't know. I texted you, but we were gonna do something. I kind of left out of town too. We were kind of busy, but how's it training at the lab, man? You like it?
Yeah, loved it. You know, it's been my home for almost 8 years now. So that's what's kind of crazy. I was training with a lot of those guys as they were starting to break through and get
Brunson Cannonier. Sorry,
Cannonier, Jared Cannonier. So yes, because everyone was over there. I mean, Hot Sauce was over there. Scott Holtzman. We had Brian Barberina that was over there. Bam Bam. We had Alex Saris is back. But we had all these guys around here. Jocelyn Liebarger. So I've been training with them forever. And John Crouch is the head coach over there. He's been a great coach. He's a great human being. I think he tells it how it is. He keeps it straight with us. He's built a great program over there.
You guys also have Benson Henderson.
Yeah, Ben.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he comes in, whoops people regularly, bro. So John was out of town this week because he's been taking care of other fights and doing his other things. So Ben ran wrestling practice. Man, if Ben's running wrestling practice,
it's gonna be a tough day.
It's gonna be a tough day. That doesn't matter who you are.
Dude, Benson is I think one of the most underrated fighters of all time.
How is he not in the Hall of Fame?
Dude, I don't understand.
How's he not in the Hall of
Fame? That guy was so good.
Yeah, 100%.
He's so good.
And he's still competing, so maybe that's why he's not in the Hall of Fame, because even at 40, 41 years old, he'll go over here fight and win fights.
He still fights with a toothpick in his... Yeah,
I'm not sure about that. That's neither here or neither there. I can never... what is it? I cannot deny or...
Oh, yeah. You know what they say, right? They say that he did the toothpick thing because, if he would get hit, it clenches the teeth and it doesn't let... I don't know. You hear all kinds of rumors.
Because if you get tired and you let go of clenching it, then now you're getting hit with a... I don't see it. I think it's just like he made that decision, and we all make decisions in life, And that was his decision.
You have to be
He was
tough
like,
to be. I feel like I'd be nervous.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like, I don't plan on getting hit anyways. He was like,
yeah.
He was like, bro,
He's
I'm not plan on getting hit, bro.
He's a beast, dude. He's like incredible, dude. Like, it was cool. Like, I sat down and talked to Jake, and it was like talking about what is it like to, you know, be in the ring with like GSP, exhilarating, but probably kind of like, damn, like as GSP, you know, like that's, I mean, you also had kind of that moment with Peter. I mean, Petr Yan is a star, man.
Yeah, no, you can see it. I mean, he had cars. Yeah, so I didn't see all this until the last moment, bro. Like, so like after the fight, basically, he had 2 cars with like his name on the side and everything, and he's as big as everyone says it, like as far as the biggest star. But bro, I don't really, you know.
He's bigger in like in Russia too, right? I mean, like they have their own.
I feel like they had a good backlash for him there, you know. But
yeah.
You know, he's a human being, you know, and I honestly think that it's kind of that way for me in particular. Like even stepping in there with him, I didn't feel that. I feel like if anything, like I don't like how I made decisions in the 3rd round to accept that position or accept position for whatever reason.
I feel it. Well, I mean, if your first round was looking pretty good, I think it wasn't horrible. Like it was good.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like you were feeling him out and deciding, you know. But I think it was like somewhere in like the 2nd round. It seems like he was starting to kind of, I don't know, it was like knees and turns. And it's just a lot of spinning, man.
It's funny you say that. So we ended up, so, you know, you can go back and watch the fight, and we're fighting and whatever. We clash, and then right off the clash, he hits me with the right hand, and I have a cut, and my eyes cut. So right after my eyes cut, there was like maybe like 30 seconds where it's like, there's a flash. Like, I'm like, oh, man, you know. And it's like I wasn't rocked or anything, but like I couldn't really see because like my eye was like, you know how I don't know if you've been punched in the eye really hard, but sometimes you get hit and it's like it's not that it's like a stinging sensation, you know what I'm saying? But so whatever, like I had to work through that. But then that's when I started coming with my elbows and started coming back. So I think the cut is what started it. I already had the cut, you know, so I got cut in camp, and obviously it was cool. It was good that I have people around me that can get it stitched up, you know. But man, once it opened back up, I do feel like I freaking let it get in my head for a split second. You know what I'm saying? In the 2nd round is when the popped open, you know. But even in the first, I still feel like I was limiting myself in certain ways. And maybe it is because it's Petr Yan. Or maybe it's just because that was what I did in this fight, you know, because I'm still growing as a fighter and
but I think
made bad decisions.
Dude, you're still like, I could really kind of tell you're still like, you've got a lot of energy. I feel like you got a lot of, I feel like you know how they say like some fighters, I think they have like a little chip on their shoulder to prove something. I feel like you still have that, you know? Yeah. And I think if you lose that, like kind of like what McGregor and stuff, like after a while you lose that, I think that's when you kind of like start struggling more as a fighter, right? Because like you just got, I guess you just started full-time, fighting full-time, right? You were before like a year ago or 2 years ago, you were
before I got in the UFC. So when I got in the UFC, that's when I was like, I basically at that point was, so 7 months before I got in the UFC, I when I stopped working. And then I finally got into the UFC. And ever since then, I haven't worked.
You were still working like a 50-hour a week or something?
Yeah, 100%.
Training for like years. Yeah. So,
but my whole thing is like, I do got a chip on my shoulder. I like that you say that, but it's not for like the same reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like we live this life one time, right? You know, and it's like there's a lot of untapped potential that we don't let go in ourselves for whatever reasons. Oh, well, I didn't do this enough. I didn't do that enough. I didn't do this enough. And then we don't step into moments correctly because we get so caught up in those things, right? Instead of stepping into
these such moments. A mental game, right? Like it's
so it's like the chip on your shoulder better be for the reasons that you feel that are validating only through you, because the rest of it's not really validating. None of that really matters. Like at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, even though I fought Petr Yan, bro, does that matter in 2 years from now in real retrospect? No, you know. What matters is all the time and effort and everything put into it. That's what created the moment. Yeah. That's what created that time. That's what created the history, you know, everything that leads up to it.
I mean, before that, you've got all these like knockouts and wins.
Even for all those. And it's like quick ones. Like so we're talking about like 15 minute sessions. Like the fight with Petr Yan was 17 minutes if you add the minutes in between. You know
how do you feel about the like you haven't? I don't think you've had the 5 round yet.
So I haven't had a 25 round, and a 25 minute, and I don't want to have one until it makes sense to have one.
But if let's say you do, how do you feel your cardio is going to stack up? You think you'll be good for the whole
I feel like it's gonna be 25 minutes of a fight, but yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we train that way. I feel like even like, and that's what irritated me more about the Peter fight a little bit too, because at the end of the fight, like I turn around and like yell at him, right? Where was all that energy? You know what I'm saying? Like, where was all that energy 2 minutes ago when he was holding you against the cage, bro? Like, bro, what are you yelling for? You know what I'm saying? Like, irritated me, which lets me know though, those type of things, certain things that let me know, like, it wasn't an energy thing. It wasn't a fatigue thing. It was a decision thing. It was a mental thing. You know, it was a decision. It was a decision to accept. You know, it was a decision to not make a decision, which is sometimes the worst decision. You know, You know, you don't want to get put in bad positions. You don't want to have to fight out of this. You don't want to have to fight out of that. Man, we train to be put in bad positions. Like, good positions come from bad positions too. You know, saying make the right move, and then you'll make the right move again. Yeah. So there's certain things like that kind of like go back to the 5 minute rounds or 5 minute rounds. I think I will be more than ready to incline those 5 minute rounds, but man, I want to get paid for those 5 minute rounds. Yeah. Sugar and all them are right, you know, like they're not. Dude, wrong
Sugar
about
just
that.
had Tommy just won on the Contender Series.
On the Contender Series.
Tommy just won.
Yeah, look at his war. You know what I'm saying?
He flipped over, dude. He was like completely losing and then flipped it over and kept going.
He went to the hospital after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a real game. And sometimes we don't go to the hospital, sometimes we don't. This is a real game, you know? And if you are in this and you appreciate it, like I think I appreciate it, you know these things, you know? And as things start to add up, you want to make them, you try to tell the guys to function and do things the right way. And we're also going to be company men as well as much as possible, right? But like, yeah, you try to tell these guys, like, this is real life over here. We're going to damage our bodies on the way to this. So try to make some bread while you're doing
it. Yeah, man. I think it also too now, like the game is so like I mean, UFC just did that contract with Paramount. How do you feel about that? Or what are they saying? What's the word about that?
Nothing's the word about that.
Nobody knows.
I mean, again, it's like the UFC is such a big organization, and whatever they do and however they do it, that's what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's their organization, it's their thing. So I mean, I can imagine it'd be very beneficial in some ways for a lot of the people. I mean, $7 billion coming into a company is always good. You know what I'm saying?
And kind of in advance, right? Kind of money that they would have had to pay-per-view out, they can kind of get ahead of. So that kind of makes me think, like, where are they going to go next? Like, I think they never did they haven't done a UFC China. I think they're about to start. And like
Spain, I don't know. They haven't went to Spain
yet. And they were also looking at Brazil. I don't know if they did one in Brazil yet.
Oh yeah, they've done tons in Brazil. Yeah.
I never see like when they host them. Like I don't see like so Brazil.
Brazil's like a mecca too. Like they're like a mecca, just like Canada's like a mecca. Oh, yeah. You know, Russia. You have these meccas. Well, Russia is a mecca too, but like there's I don't think UFC's been to Russia. I'm positive they haven't been to Russia. Yeah, you know, so. It's like that too, you know. It's like I know they've been to England and London and different things like that, you know.
Yeah, Edinburgh.
But I don't think the Paramount thing will be bad, bro. I think it's just gonna change how it is. And for me in particular, I think it still boils down to like fighting and promoting yourself and doing things that you do. I think it's like,
do you feel like you have to put like a lot more effort nowadays into like self promo, like getting your name out? Like, should you take into responsibility as a fighter, like I also have to promote myself and my name?
100%. And if you're not, then that's just something that you're missing out on. But I think that the energy that you put into it and should be authentic, right? Like it's like we're gonna have to put energy into it. We're like our own. Whether we like it or not, we are our own brand, and it just so happens to be that the brand is us. You know that. Like when we talk about sponsorships, when we talk about those type of things, endorsements are different now. Like sports sponsorships, endorsements, that's what we're looking for, right? Those are the things that we're looking to get. And playing that game is a marketing game, right? Yeah. So companies that want to sponsor you, what do they get out of sponsoring you? What do they get out of, you know, backing you? Well, they get, you know, you pushing their brand, pushing their products. They get your support, you know. They get to utilize you for marketing, right? And if they can't utilize you for marketing at all, it makes it very hard for you to play that game because, again, if we're playing fight by fight, we get paid for the fight. We get paid to go fight. And then we're not making money outside of that, right? Unless we're getting endorsement and and then sponsorship deals. That's where all the other money comes from. Or you work a job still too, which is more than reasonable. I can understand why people would still do that just to have like, it'd be great if you have a good established work ethic, work job that you can put a certain amount of time in and still be getting the amount of training that you need to. Like, I can understand people doing that, doubling up, you know, and then these big paydays will be more beneficial because you'll have a regular steady income and then those paydays. So
would you ever consider like doing something like how all those guys from like Joe Rogan's started his own podcast, and like, would you ever consider just being your own independent, like Twitch streamer, podcast? Like nowadays you're seeing kind of these like dual, like some of the fighters now, like Rampage started twitching and doing live stream on Kick or whatever. And just a couple of like the guys that, you know, traditionally you wouldn't see them like branch off as often. And now you're seeing kind of fighters branch off into like Demetrius is doing Twitch, and, you know, and some of them just doing random things, right?
Oh, that's because they're getting paid to do those things. And I think I would absolutely do a bunch of that stuff too, especially because like
I guess you'd be like a gamer, dude. Like,
yeah, well, I am a gamer, bro, and I do a lot of different things. It's like my day today was crazy, bro. Like if I streamed like my day-to-day life, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I think people would be interested if I just streamed regular stuff, you know? Like, yeah. I move around a lot. Not only am I a father, a husband, I was in the cannabis industry for a long time. I grow on my own, so I have my own vegetable garden. I grow on my own. I skateboard. I'm an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, it's like, you know, I game pretty good, you know what I'm saying? I get down Call of Duty and a bunch of the...
Or maybe just do like, you know, I don't think there's enough, like my opinion, I don't think there's enough UFC guys commenting on UFC stuff. Like just sitting there and just talking about it. Because we hear about it from everybody else, but we don't hear about it from the fighters as often.
And that's true. And maybe I will do it, and I'll do it the way I want, because I hate how people would just be hating on each other, bro. Like these guys are killers, you know?
Yeah.
And I hate when people be like, oh, this guy's trash. And bro, you're not going to hear that out from me. You're going to hear mostly good things. And then I'll bring up specifics in movement, range, distance, style, things like that. You know what I'm saying? But bro, nobody's trash if you're in the UFC.
Yeah.
You're not trash if you're in the UFC. That's just
you could also get access to all the other fighters easily to do interviews.
Yeah, and you're right, but that's a whole lot.
I mean,
man.
You're also still fighting, so it's different. It's kind of weird if you did it now, but
well, I don't even think it's weird if I did it now. It's just like focus, right? What's your focus?
Don't lose,
right. Don't lose focus. It's one thing to bring Kick and all these Twitch and all those things into my regimen and show people kind of a little bit
what
more
you're already doing,
what I'm already doing, you know, because I do these things. It's another thing to chase it, and you know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that I'm not mad at somebody else who does that, but that's not the message that I want to send to people. You know, the message that I want to send to people is, you know, being authentic to what you're doing and and how you're moving already. And then, you know, figuring out how to utilize the systems that are here, similar to Twitch, YouTube's, all these different types of things to not even promote, but be your brand. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how marketing is done now. Instead of it being commercials on the Disney Channel or commercials on Nickelodeon or commercials on MTV, or when it's Pimp My Rides, you get the best viewage, or instead of all that stuff, now it's all these streaming platforms. Right. You know?
And I think that like as fighters, like it is like kind of a weird small like side piece of your job now. Kind of is like, how do you promote your face, your name? Like, you know, like Sugar does his own stuff. We always see it. You know? And like he's doing his like funny, you know, whatever. But he also kind of has like it's funny. There was a video they said like you have Dana White privilege, and he said thanks Dana.
Yeah, bro. Like why is he gonna hate?
Played into it. Yeah.
Like if Dana does, bro, like the superstars in the UFC, the guys that they are pushing the UFC, why should they be upset about it? That's what we can call it Dana White privilege. I like that better than white privilege but it's like whoever they pick and whoever the society wants to see be that guy, that's just what it is, bro. Everybody else be hating on it, and I don't hate on it, you know, like.
You're working. I mean, you're with the UFC. It's like the best promo.
Yeah,
it's the best promotion for what you're doing. So if you are going to be in any league, I mean, that's what everybody wants to be in.
Yeah, and we're fighting the best guys anyways, you know. And it's like, okay, well, they can push these guys, and whether or not it's this, that, and the third, it boils down to what are you doing for yourself still. So
what's your like advice for other fighters coming up that will be watching, or people who want to, you know, get into it themselves?
I think my biggest thing that I would advise fighters coming up is to put yourself around a gym and people who are striving to do this at the highest level, that are doing it in their day-to-day life, Put yourself around coaches that are doing that, who will push you and who will direct you the right way. Put yourself around a management that would do that. And put yourself around training partners that would do that, you know. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a big mega gym. You see a lot of these other gyms that are not big mega gyms either. You know, I train at the MMA Lab, which you would kind of consider a mega gym. But it doesn't have to be, though. You know, you can find yourself a good set of guys, good trainers, and you can just put in the consistent work and know that they're going to ride for you and ride for them, and it'd be a day in and day out thing, because that's what it takes. It takes showing up every single day.
Yeah.
It takes years and years of showing up every single day. You know, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. And putting in that work, not just for yourself, but for the guys next to you. Very much that mentality. And then, you know, I'd also tell them, though, to just keep God first, you know, and to, as much as they possibly can, you know, stay in scripture and try to correct their heart in that way. Because, I mean, there's so many things in this world that would take us away from training. And I think that being more locked in with our faith, being more locked in mentally, spiritually, just put you in a different area of, like, you can even say vibrations, you know what I'm saying? But put you in a different spot where you can truly, like, bask, if I must say, in the training, like being joyful in all of it, you know, and watching your teammates go win and lose and triumph and get better, and they can never do this and now they can do that, and they got a car, they didn't have a car before, like, you know, like being a part of that type of stuff, you know, I think that amplifies the actual experience, because fighting is hard, and some people are going to make it and some people are not going to make it. So if you want it to be something that you love, make sure you go all in.
Okay, so guys, with that, we're here with Marcus McGhee, UFC fighter, and we'll stay tuned for when he's going to fight next. We'll find out, but thank you, Marcus, for being here.
Absolutely, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.